It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You know what that sound means. It's time for our Tech Daily Update. And you might have heard last week that WhatsApp has developed a series of new tools, all created with the intent of stemming the tide of fake news. Our resident tech expert, Brian Smith, joins us to unpack why this is so significant and hopefully quell my rising terror at the thought of WhatsApp manipulating us to this degree, because I've always felt that WhatsApp is a private messaging system, not some social media platform where algorithms are controlling the way that I perceive the world. Am I wrong? Let's start with the issue of fake news on WhatsApp. How is this manifesting? And welcome, dude. Sorry to jump right in with the terrifying part first, but what is fake news and how does it come to bear on WhatsApp?
So fake news, as its name might imply, is kind of the opposite of publishing or news media or journalism as we might encounter it in our day-to-day. And fake news specifically aims to publish inaccurate or misleading comments that are sensational. And it relies on the concept of virality, that it will be sensational, amazing, or just too good not to share. Fake news, of course, can just be used to besmirch an idea or person, but it can have a series of other goals, for example, driving traffic to a particular website, or in the worst cases, harvesting users' details and scammy or fraudulent operations.
Or not even scamming or fraudulent. We've seen in contracts that are being sold by large groups such as Facebook, it's being done above board. We know that this is happening. Why do you think there's such we know that it is fake. We know that there is not some superpowered worm from another planet that can reduce your body fat to 0.01%, yet we still share it, we still read it, we still absorb it. Why do you think, and this is maybe more of a psychological question than a tech, but I'm sure you've thought about this, why is it such a problem?
I think, again, it comes back to the idea of virality, and that people on the internet, consumers on social media platforms, like to share content. It creates engagement, and it creates what we call a feedback reward loop. For example, you'll post something on Facebook, someone will like it, and it creates a reward sensation in one's
like
mind.
You're being followed, yeah.
And fake news, essentially, because it's so misleading, because it's so sensational, it's content you couldn't find anywhere else, is prime material for that, even though we may have suspicions that the content is not necessarily true.
To say it lightly. So how does this come to bear on WhatsApp, and what are they doing about it?
It's a good question. So WhatsApp, I think, suffers from being the first and most major one of its kind, being that it's an instant messaging platform that connects about 2 billion people month to month around the world. Now, the interesting thing is that WhatsApp, of course, is a prime vector for fake news, given how easy it is to share content through the platform.
Yeah.
And just recently, they've debuted a number of new tools focused in India, but now that have been released to the rest of the world. And the Indian marketplace, as one of Facebook's most major territories, has sort of been the testing ground for this. For example, if you've updated your WhatsApp to the latest client, you'll now see a forwarded tag if someone's forwarded you a message. Otherwise, in other news, WhatsApp has actually limited the amount of users you can forward a message to. Previously, that number was 250, now it's at 50. And in India, for example, they've actually taken out full-page newspaper ads to advertise what is fake news and how you should be more circumspicious about what you share on the platform.
Yeah, just think, I suppose, ultimately. Think critically about absolutely everything. I just assume when I get sent something from my WhatsApp groups with my mates that it's all absolute nonsense. So maybe that's where you should start off. Really is a lot of food for thought. Thank you so much for chewing through that bit of gristle for us this morning. Thanks so much to Brian. And you can let us know on our social media platforms what you think of fake news. Is it something that you fall victim to? Is it something that you are perpetrating by spreading yourself? How do you feel about it? Hit us up, #fake news, #Expresso Show.